From concerns that the movie will promote unrealistic body types, to the rage about Ryan Gosling being a bad casting choice, here's why the new Barbie film has fans angry. We've got to start with the claims that the movie could promote unhealthy standards for body types. And you only have to look at the movie's cast to see where those claims are coming from. Diversity isn't the problem with this bunch, but it's definitely a collection of some of the most beautiful working in Hollywood. With women like Margot Robbie, Issa Rae, and Dua Lipa, and guys like Ryan Gosling, Simu Liu, and Scott Evans. The concern is that the movie might inspire audiences to desire such bodies and make them feel insecure in their own skin. But then again, you've got to consider that this isn't the first time. Those concerns have been haunting the Barbie franchise for a long time. Mattel began selling Barbie dolls way back in 1959, and the design of the dolls reflected the body image standards of the time. Those designs didn't change for a long time, but a steady backlash was building against them because there was an obvious problem with the dolls. They all had the same figure. Parents had concerns that their daughters might feel insecure about their own bodies since they were spending their time playing with dolls that had hourglass figures. I hate to break this to you, but those complaints did hold water, as there were girls who developed anorexia and other eating disorders, and studies showed that Barbie was the reason. During the late 2000s, though, thankfully, the body positivity movement gained steam, and Mattel couldn't ignore the problem much longer. So in 2016, they broke the internet by introducing Barbies with different body types. The standard Barbie wasn't going anywhere, but she was now joined by tall and curvy Barbies. The curvy Barbie made the biggest headlines, and Time magazine put her on their cover asking, "Now can we stop talking about my body?" Their first step wasn't perfect, since what they called curvy was actually still a size 4, but they've gotten better over the years. These days, you can buy a Barbie in every shape and size, and they're even ethnically diverse. The conversations about Barbie's design haven't stopped. There's now a movement to stop people from body-shaming Barbie, though I don't think the dolls mind that so much. In any case, Mattel has basically solved the problem it had, which might have you wondering what this has to do with the movie. Well, let's find out. The official synopsis of the movie says that the main Barbie, played by Margot Robbie, is going to be expelled from Barbie Land because she's a less-than-perfect doll. While that might sound like an uplifting and inspiring message, the burning question is what makes Margot less than perfect? And will the movie dredge up those old debates about Barbie causing insecurities? And this is so important because one thing's for sure, the audience for Barbie is gonna have lots of young girls too. Now, there are two sides to the debate on how the cast of the movie looks. On one hand, after Mattel worked so hard to turn Barbie into an inclusive brand, director Greta Gerwig is taking things in the wrong direction. This movie is expected to crush the box office records, and that might reassert Barbie's image as being the perfect human figure. But then again, doesn't every movie have a cast of pretty faces? Barbie may have more of them than usual, but Hollywood has never been kind about the looks of its actors. And the thing is, the backlash against Barbie has never been about just body image anyway. There's also the negative role model aspect. Barbie's reputation has always been questionable. The biggest question is, what do kids learn from her? But on a quick glance, nothing seems to be wrong. Like, you can literally get an astronaut Barbie, who'll come decked out in a spacesuit and bring space accessories as a bonus. Sounds good, right? Well, here's something you might not know. Barbie has been banned from whole countries at times for being a bad influence. But how can she be a bad influence if she's inspiring girls to be astronauts or chefs or even construction workers? Well, nothing can explain that as well as Midge. Midge was first introduced to the Barbie lineup in the 60s, and at first her more modest and traditional getup was meant to be a contrast to Barbie herself, who was more glitzy and glamorous. But then Mattel made a big mistake in the 2000s when they released a Happy Family line of products with Midge and her husband Alan as its stars. If Barbie can inspire girls to be anything, Midge seemed to promote the stereotypical gender roles for women. And going with the theme, she was pregnant and came with babies and baby accessories. And the parents of the kids playing with these dolls didn't like that one bit. They protested the existence of Midge, suggesting that she might promote teen pregnancy. Famously, she was the last straw for Saudi Arabia, whose religious authority was already uncomfortable with Barbies, and they banned the entire franchise in 2003. Mattel didn't wait for other countries to follow suit, and they discontinued the Happy Family line soon after it launched. But hey, guess who's making a comeback in the Barbie movie? That's right, Midge is back. We don't know the details of the movie story just yet, but Emerald Fennell is on the cast list, and she's bringing one of the most controversial Barbies to life on the big screen. But not just that, but her husband Alan is around as well, played by Michael Cera. Like the body image controversy, including Midge and Alan in the movie, has reignited the arguments about Barbie inspiring teen pregnancy and gender stereotypes. Still, some Barbie fans appreciate the deep dive Greta is taking into the lore, but others would rather not see these old wounds reopen. This is one of the storylines that might spark a lot more internet discussion once the movie comes out in July. But don't be mistaken, it's not just the old controversies resurrecting. Greta's movie has its very own troubles with the fans too, including a relatively minor one about the music in the trailer. There's a lot of mystery around Barbie right now, with only one trailer released so far. Those trailers have people really excited for this strange and unique take on Barbie, but a lot of folks were unhappy about the song used in the trailer, Beach Boys' 1974 classic, Fun, Fun, Fun. It's a great song, but Warner Brothers clearly missed an opportunity there, because the obvious choice would have been to use Aqua's hit Barbie Girl. Besides the fact that the song is about Barbie, most of the people watching the movie would have fond memories of the song, since it was a chart smasher in the 2000s. That being said, I think I know why they didn't use it in the movie's marketing. See, Aqua's song is supposed to be a satire of Barbie as a concept, and it features lines like, "I'm a blonde bimbo girl," and of course, the "undress me everywhere" bit. I really don't think Warner wants lyrics like those tied to their movie. But hey, that song has made Aqua more than enough money, so I doubt they're too bothered about it. What's more interesting is the backlash around, of all people, Ryan Gosling. Wasn't he supposed to be the most desirable man in Hollywood? And yet fans are unhappy with him for a bunch of different reasons. One of the sticking points with his casting is that he's 42 years old. Sure, he won't be doing stunts in the movie, but when the aesthetic is such an important part of the experience, people seem to be noticing that Gosling is showing his age. The guy may have looked great with his shirt off, but some fans think his face shows his age, and that's not very Ken-like, since Mattel tends to give everyone in the Barbie line ethereally young and beautiful faces. Adding insult to injury, the makeup department for the movie didn't do him any favors, and people have been making fun of his burnt orange skin and platinum blonde hair, which you've got to agree was a weird choice. People are dissing him, saying he looks more like Ellen DeGeneres than Ken. But the counter to these arguments is that Gosling is definitely still pretty enough to play Ken, so shaming the poor guy about his age isn't a very nice thing to do. What's more important is his acting ability, and his long list of GOAT-tier performances can speak for themselves. Besides, he's so excited to bring Ken's story to life, and that passion means he's going to do a terrific job at playing the character. And that's it. From debates on the casting of Ryan Gosling to fears of promoting an unrealistic body image. That was why the new Barbie film has fans angry.